Okay, this is a video how to fit mud flaps to the new Range Rover Evoque. So these are the genuine mud flaps. Okay, and I'll just offer them up there so you can see how they sit. So they come up to this line. Okay, so we'll just go through how to fit these. Obviously you get the instructions, but we'll just give you an idea of how easy it is to do it. So now you've got these two screws here that you've got to undo with a Torx head. So our car's nice and new, so they're not rusty. We do the video before we get the car dirty, so there we go. So basically these fit on, and these two holes here use the two holes here as we swap it around, but you've got to mark the position of the third hole. So what they tell you to do is just put that back on, offer that up, okay, and just put the screws back in finger tight. I'll get it right, that's it. Okay, just to hold it in the right position so you can mark the bottom hole. Okay, and one thing they tell you to look at in the instructions is to look at this top edge here, where, and just check it, because obviously you've got some movement there, but it should line up fairly neatly like that. Okay, and then we've got some nice bright orange pen here. Okay, hold that in so it's nice and tight. Obviously you can see we've got the wheel turn, and then mark through there the position where you have to drill the hole. Okay, and then you've just got to spin these out again. It's quicker just to do it with this. Okay, so you can clearly see there what we're doing. What we'll do is we'll drill a hole in a second, and then what there is we've got to just insert one of these captive nut clips here. We'll cut a little hole just so we can slot that in behind, okay, and then that'll allow us to bolt the bottom in. Okay, so we'll just grab the drill. Okay, so we've got the drill, 7.5mm diameter, okay, and then we've got to drill that out there. You've just got enough room with the wheel turn. Okay, so yeah, this end panel here, you can actually pull it back. Now what Land Rover suggests you do, if we just have a quick peek at their instructions, is that you cut a square hole next to there to effectively slip that through the square hole. But I don't think that's the best way of doing it, certainly not the easiest. So if you look, what we need to do is end up with that in that position. So I'm just going to cut the top back slightly, mark it with the pen here. Okay, I'm just going to cut that little area out there with a knife so that we can just put that in, and that will hold it, because it all gets covered anyway. When we put this over there, it covers it all. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I've just got a Stanley knife, okay, and I'm just going to make a couple of small cuts here. Okay, just be careful when you're using the knife. Okay. So here you can see there I'm just cutting the plastic. Don't take the blade towards yourself. Okay, it's relatively soft plastic. Okay, it's certainly easier than cutting a square out from the middle. I don't know quite how they expect you to do that. Okay. Okay, you can do it a little bit neater than that, but we'll just do that quickly for the video. And then if you get the clip, okay, so obviously you need the threaded side to be behind, okay, so we just pull that forward, okay, put that over there, and then push that into place. Okay, so that lines up, that's lined up there perfectly with the hole. Okay, and that gives us our final fixing. and now it's a question of taking. Okay, so now we've got that in place, we're going to bolt this all back up together. Okay, we've got 3 now you actually get all new screws in the kit, but the new ones you get are the same as the old ones already there, so if your car's new you don't need the new bolts, only for the extra hole that we've created at the bottom there. So just make sure that lines up at the bottom. Okay, get okay. Right then. So we've got the 3 in. Okay, and we can tighten these, and obviously make sure we've got this edge nice at the front before we go too tight. Okay, that's one. So again, push it in when you tighten it to make sure the mud flap fits nicely to the car. Okay, that bottom one's really pulling that in now. Okay, so now we've got to fit these 2 clips, which basically slide together, and basically is to pull this one tight. Okay, so this part's metal and this part's plastic. And what you've got to do is this hook shape has got to go round behind. It's got to go round behind both parts there. Okay, so you've got the, okay, like so. Okay, and then this part goes on here, and what we've got to do is squeeze these 2 together. Now this is a little bit of a pain, and what we've got here is a pair of water pump pliers. Okay, and what you've got to do is get the 2 opposite parts there and then squeeze it together to pull those in. Right. Okay, so when you've got them then, and then you can squeeze that together. Okay, and then make sure this edge here is pushed fully black there. Okay, and when you're happy with that, just check all these other bolts are finally tight. Okay, so we loosen those just to give us a little more clearance to get that sort of hook in behind there. Okay, and then when that's done, okay, wipe all the, there you go, and then Matt will give you a look round, and that just gives you a bit more protection from mud and dirt on the